Did a video a couple of days ago now that's actually got a couple of 100,000 views, and it was all about, is everybody where they should be for a reason? All these government officials, prime ministers, presidents, and all the rest of it. And it was all based around the idea of an email that I received. And what I wanted to do was go through some of your comments. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. Before I go on with the subject of this video, I just want to give a big shout out to the staff of the NHS. You know, the system itself is shot to hell, but we've got an experience at the moment where we've got a poorly relative living with us who is being cared for by my family and myself. And all of the people, all of the nurses and all the carers are absolutely wonderful. Can't fault any of them. And some of the stuff that we get told, the system that they have to work with is horrific. And there's so many people out there that are failed by a failing system. And, you know, these people that turn up to try and do their job in the best of their abilities are absolute gems. Anyway, enough of that. A video for another time. Now, the thumbnail to this video I did is this one here, me sitting in my car. And somebody said, take a close look at the shelf behind you. I can't see a shelf, but never mind. But that's it. And it was all about, as I said, are we coming to the end of the way things are? Is something different about to happen? Now, let's have a look at some of your comments. Okay. Ron Harris, Starmer knew all about the gangs. He is the defender. Well, it's becoming quite obvious that a lot of people that should have been prosecuted for a lot of things actually weren't. And questions are going to be answered. Now, that leads right into this next one. Male Lion Club. You keep coming up with the same crap. You said Starmer was finished. He's still in number 10. And you're still a taxi driver. Sounds like you're finished if the only skill you have is driving a cab. Where do I start with that one? Yes, I can drive a cab. I've been doing it for a while now. I also have a thing or two to say about the world, as you obviously do. Is Starmer finished? I think with regard to his place in the Labour Party, more and more is starting to surface. And there's more and more arse covering going on by the day. And that tells me that sooner or later he's going to become too much of a problem for those that want to keep their job. And I can see him getting moved sideways or even jumping ship. I wished it would have happened sooner. But like all good people like that, he's not good. It's just a figure of speech. He'll need to be pushed rather than walk of his own accord. You mark my words, it will happen sooner or later. Whether it takes down Labour with it, I don't know. Last time I checked for the level of crap that comes out of my mouth, I do think a lot about what I say before I actually do. I wouldn't consider that crap. Speaking of talking crap, how come you watch something you consider to be crap and keep watching it? That really boggles my mind. Thank you for your comment. Let's see if we can get any more sense out of the next one. John Bartley, look closely at the shelf behind him. Look closely at the shelf behind who? I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Alan Kay read something a good while ago that the governments of the world don't in fact govern. They are governed by a higher power, true or false. Conspiracy makes you think, doesn't it? It's all part of a reset, which you never hear of now. I know all of the things that I read. There's this overriding vision of a one world government, isn't there? And something needs to happen to bring that unification into place, doesn't it? And then, you know, all of this stuff you read, there's little telltale signs coming out all over the place, and the way that people are embracing stuff like AI and the way people say Build Back Better all over the place. It's all coming together. You know, all we can do as observers and social commentators really is just watch. See what happens. Until crap like that last commenter said. James Todd, not yet. Been 2 days, going on 3. Danny Owen, WEF are the 1% who we need to get rid of now. All the fuss about genders and drag queens are to confuse kids. Am I a boy or a girl? Fucking criminal it is. If we try to do things like the government, we'd be in jail. Yeah, we would. And you look at the level of incompetence as well, displayed by the government, we'd probably get sacked. It really is a travesty. Shirley Mooney, Keir Starmer, the Labour Party, are just a load of muppets trying to run the country that are running the country into the ground. Well, they're not the ones running the country, really, are they? If you have a look at a live I did at the weekend, that's done quite well also, and a very large amount of views. What we have in there is a video of Dominic Cummings, and he quite expertly explains everything. Go and check that out. And it really is an eye-opener. It makes you think, what the hell's going on? Alison, reform a placed option, all scrambling to save a corrupt system. Yet not one party wants to represent the working class. That lot. Stabbed in the back after getting reform in Westminster. Legal corrupt snobs without honour. 250,000 minimum children by their imported peas. Rather be working class poor with honour as working class of mum and dad, just like Tommy, who's been a dad of all dads. The snobs don't have compassion but evil, non-action. Good thing out of all this, the kids are safe at least. They have to be safe. They have to be safe. They're the future. They're precious. They need protecting. I've got 2 of them myself. Mr. Binary Love, you all can have all the President Elon Musk you want in the UK. But the deal is you have to keep him. I take it you're not a fan. Chasing ghosts, you should listen to David Icke. He's been warning us for years what is happening and what is coming down the line. Time to take those blinkers off. Look at the motive behind everything. The more people wake up and push back, the better off we'll be. There are few, but we are many. I think there are many, but they're not one coherent voice, are they? You know, one thing the left of politics does well is unite behind a common goal, a common cause. But the right of politics, and I've seen that a lot lately, tend to bitch and whine and divide themselves at the slightest little disagreement over something. It's nuts. We all need to stick together. We really do. And there's a lot of truth if you know where to look for it. V14H3Y, resist the WEF, start small, no digital ID, pay cash, ask for paper menus at restaurants, refuse facial recognition at airports and other places. It's even faster than if you did now. Absolutely. It's little things, isn't it, and spreading knowledge. What are you wittering on about? Robert says. Maybe you should watch the video again. Do me and you a favour. George Garvey, we Americans know about the former Labour Party member, and Trump has banned Starmer from his inauguration. I read that in the news. People were making a big thing about Starmer not being invited to Trump's inauguration. That may be so, but it was a tad misleading as well, because I was reading another thing that by convention, British prime ministers don't usually turn up. I mean, if somebody can prove otherwise and show me a documented, occurrence of a British prime minister turning up, I'll eat my taxi. But it's just what I read. But I wouldn't invite him to my party either. Raymond, get rid of Blair out of politics. He's still got his civil servants telling the government what to do. He's WEF through and through. Blair and his cronies control Starmer. This shower has to go, otherwise this country will never be the same again. Blair and the WEF are one of the biggest dangers this country faces. Absolutely. And again, you go and look at the video that I put out about who runs what. Graham Taylor, Starmer warned you, Davos, before Westminster and the British people. He did, didn't he? There's a video out there. Linda, why do men think it's so wonderful to SA children? I'm saying SA because I want to keep my channel. There's so many men involved in these gangs. It's shocking. Didn't anyone think to say it's wrong? It's sick. Look at PD. Yeah, you're onto something there. I mean, I could tell you a few things. I really could about how totally enraged I am with the justice system, particularly with that subject. It really is horrible. Linda, woke is dead. Just look at what's happening in LA. People voted for the woefully incompetent and responsible. It's awful. I work with somebody in the background of my YouTube channel who's actually based in LA, and I've been getting some first-hand accounts. And he was under an evacuation order to leave his home because the fire got close, but they managed to contain it to a degree to keep it away from his area. We'll see, but it's awful. So much damage, so much devastation, and I've even seen the climate alarmists coming out as well. Them, yes. Anyway, a couple more comments. We got Furno. Take a good look at the danger points in Britain, and you'll see women lead the way in all the turmoil. Does that include Rachel from accounts? Michael Schumann, get rid of Devil Starmer. Just get rid of that narcissist. Yeah, he's got to be the most unpopular prime minister ever. Quicker than anybody ever, really. Johnny Morrison, good old WEF with their hired goons, the good old shit lammet grubberhood. Absolutely. You know, apart from a couple of people who sneaked in there to have a pop at me, which is a sign you're over the target, you're all pretty much at the same ilk, aren't you, really? And again, I like to do these every now and again to get some of your comments aired. There's literally thousands of them every week, and the only way I can keep up with them is do something like this every now and again. So I hope you're appreciative. Anyway, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.